Have you ever gotten tangled up talking about the future in English? With will versus going to? They feel like they should mean the same thing, but honestly, picking the wrong one can send a totally different message. So, in this explainer, we are going to crack this code once and for all. All right, let's kick things off with a classic puzzle. Picture this. You see a boat, it's getting tossed around in a really stormy sea. Do you yell, "It's going to sink," or do you say, "It will sink"? One of them is all about what's happening in the heat of the moment, and the other is, well, it's more of a personal opinion. So which is which? And that right there is the whole point of what we're talking about. This isn't just some boring grammar rule you have to memorize. The choice between will and going to tells a story about your perspective, what you're seeing, what you're thinking, and even when you made up your mind. So let's make sure we're telling the right story. Okay, our investigation begins with our first big clue, the world of predictions. Are you just making a guess about what's going to happen? Or are you talking about something you can literally see or feel happening right now? So what's really cool is how this splits the future into two different things. Think of will as your gut feeling. It's for your opinions, what you believe, what you think is going to happen. But going to is like a detective. It needs clues, it needs evidence. It's for predictions that are based on something happening in the present that's pointing to a really obvious conclusion. Let's get back to our boat. In this sentence, the speaker is using will, or it'll sink. Why? Because they're just giving their opinion. They're looking at the boat and thinking, that doesn't look very safe. They're making a guess about a future event. There's no immediate panic, just a general feeling they have. But here, the whole vibe is completely different. That word look, that tells you something is happening right now. Maybe the boat is taking on water, or it's tilting in a really scary way. The speaker has present evidence, so they say it's going to sink. See the difference? It's a guess versus a real-time observation. Okay, so that takes care of predictions. But you know what? The exact same logic works when we're talking about decisions. So let's look at our second big clue. Was your decision made on the fly, or was it something you planned out beforehand? Yeah, this is all about timing. Will is impulsive. It's for those in-the-moment offers, promises, and decisions. It's that, aha, I've got an idea moment. Going to, on the other hand, is the super organized planner. The decision was already made before you even started talking. There was already a plan. See how this plays out? The wine spills and boom, right in that second, the other person decides to help out. That thought was not in their head a moment ago. It's a completely spontaneous offer, a reaction to what just happened. That is a perfect job for I will, or as you'll usually hear, I'll. And now, let's look at the planner. The furniture is already moved. That action right there is hard evidence of a decision that was made earlier. The person didn't just suddenly decide to clean the carpet. That plan was already in motion. And that's exactly why they say, I'm going to clean. All right, you've seen the clues, you've heard the examples. Now it is your turn to play detective. I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios. Let's see if you can pick the right future tense. Okay, here's the first one. You're feeling super dizzy. Maybe the room is starting to spin. What do you say? If you picked, I'm going to faint, you are 100% correct. Nicely done. So why is that the right one? Well, because you have immediate physical evidence. Your own body is sending you signals that something is about to happen. You're not just guessing, you're feeling it. It's a prediction based on what's happening to you right now. Ready for round two? Somebody invites you to their house. You think for a second, realize you're free, and you say yes. How do you respond? Think about when that decision was made. Go on, take your time. And the correct answer is, I'll come at 9. If you got that one too, fantastic. The key here is that the decision was made right then and there. It was a direct response to the invitation. It wasn't some pre-existing plan you had. It was a spontaneous agreement, which is a classic situation for using will.
So there you have it. You've followed the clues, you've solved the puzzles. Now let's just bundle all this up into a simple, really powerful toolkit you can use anytime you're talking about the future.
This right here is your ultimate cheat sheet. When you're making a prediction, just ask yourself, is this just my opinion? If yes, use will. Is there evidence happening right now? Then use going to. And for decisions, did I just decide this very second? Use will. Was this already planned out? Use going to. See? Pretty simple when you break it down like that.
And that brings us to one last question for you. Are you going to make this a part of your English learning plan? Or will you just spontaneously use it in your very next conversation? The choice, as always, is yours. Thanks for tuning in to this explainer.